Welcome to our journey into the future. Using this highly sophisticated algorithm that I totally understand, we are going to take a wild guess at what the next 30 years will look like based on the last 30 years. Spoiler alert, this video will not age well. Remember those flying cars we were promised? Yeah, me neither, but hey, at least we got fidget spinners, right? So buckle up, bros, because we're about to dive headfirst into a future that's probably going to be weird, wacky, and hopefully not too dystopian. All right, let's talk robots. The mechanical marvels that have fascinated us for decades, from the pages of science fiction to the labs of cutting-edge technology companies. The future is going to be filled with them, right? They're already starting to pop up in our daily lives, from vacuuming our floors to assisting in surgeries. But are we talking about those cool, helpful robots from Star Wars, the ones that make us feel all warm and fuzzy inside? Or are we talking about those creepy, sentient ones that will eventually rise up and enslave us all, the kind that haunt our nightmares and make us question our reliance on technology? My money's on the creepy ones, to be honest. There's just something about the way they move, the way they seem almost too human, yet not human at all. I mean, have you seen those Boston Dynamics robots? They're like something out of a sci-fi movie, performing stunts and navigating obstacles with ease. They're already doing backflips and opening doors. What's next? World domination. It's both impressive and a little terrifying. Imagine a world where robots are still just machines, doing our bidding without any rights or feelings. Yeah, right? As if we wouldn't start anthropomorphizing them the moment they show a hint of personality, like we wouldn't get bored and start teaching them how to dab or make TikToks. It's only a matter of time before they become social media influencers. Before we know it, they'll be demanding equal pay and forming robot unions. Can you imagine the negotiations? We demand more oil breaks and software updates. And then, bam, robot uprising. It sounds far-fetched, but so did self-driving cars a few decades ago. But hey, maybe I'm just being paranoid. Maybe robots will be our friends, helping us with chores, cooking us delicious meals, and playing video games with us. Actually, scratch that last one. I don't need a robot who's better at Fortnite than me. That's just depressing. Imagine losing to a machine in your favorite game. Seriously though, the future of robots is a wild card. They could revolutionize our lives in ways we can't even imagine yet. Or they could become a source of endless frustration, outsmarting us at every turn. It's a double-edged sword. Seriously though, the future of robots is a wild card. They could be the best thing since sliced bread, or they could be the end of humanity as we know it. They could be the best thing since sliced bread, or they could be the end of humanity as we know it. The possibilities are endless, and that's both exciting and terrifying. Only time will tell, but I'm stocking up on canned goods and learning how to code. Just in case. Better safe than sorry, right? You know, just to be safe. After all, in a world where robots could either be our best friends or our worst enemies, a little preparation never hurt anyone. Peace, man. It's a concept that's been romanticized, idealized, and sought after for centuries. From ancient philosophers to modern-day activists, the quest for peace has been a constant in human history. It's what everyone wants, right? A world where we can all just get along, hold hands, and sing songs of unity. But the reality is far more complex. But let's be real, achieving world peace is about as likely as me winning a hot dog eating contest against Joey Chestnut. The challenges are immense, and the obstacles seem insurmountable. The future might just be a constant battle for peace, with everyone fighting to keep things calm. Sounds exhausting, doesn't it? Imagine a world where every day is a struggle to maintain harmony. Imagine a world where every political debate is like watching an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but with more nuclear codes involved. The stakes are higher and the drama is even more intense. And don't even get me started on social media. It's a double-edged sword that can either bring us together or tear us apart. Twitter would be a battlefield of passive-aggressive emojis and subtweets about world leaders. Every tweet could spark a new conflict, and every like could be a declaration of allegiance. But hey, maybe there's hope. Maybe, just maybe, we'll find a way to rise above our differences. Maybe we'll finally learn to get along, embrace our differences and sing Kumbaya around a giant virtual campfire. Technology could be the bridge that connects us all. Or maybe we'll just create even more sophisticated weapons and spend all our time building giant laser-proof walls. The arms race could continue, but with even more advanced technology. Who knows, maybe peace will come from the most unexpected place. Perhaps an external threat could unite us. Like, what if aliens invaded and we all had to band together to fight them off? It sounds like a plot from a sci-fi movie, but it could be the catalyst for global unity. That would be pretty epic, right? An intergalactic battle for survival could bring out the best in humanity. Just imagine humanity united against a common enemy, fighting for our right to, well, exist. It could be the ultimate test of our resilience and cooperation. Okay, maybe that's not the most peaceful solution. Conflict, even against a common enemy, is still conflict. But hey, at least it's entertaining, right? The drama, the action, the stakes. It all makes for a compelling story. In the end, peace is a tricky thing. It's a goal that's easy to talk about but hard to achieve. It's something we all say we want, but it's also something we're constantly fighting for. The paradox of peace is that it often requires struggle, and who knows, maybe that fight is what keeps things interesting. The journey towards peace might be just as important as the destination itself. Ah, the 90s, when everything was simpler and we didn't have to worry about the future. Remember those glorious days of dial-up internet, Tamagotchis and grunge music? Yeah, me too. And you know what? I think it's time for a comeback. The future is overrated anyway. Flying cars? Virtual reality? Who needs that stuff when you have cassette tapes, Blockbuster Video and the Spice Girls? Let's face it, the 90s were the golden age. We had the best music, the best fashion and the best snacks. Imagine a world where everyone wears flannel shirts, ripped jeans and Doc Martens, where we listen to Nirvana on repeat and spend our weekends playing Super Mario 64. A world without smartphones, social media and the constant pressure to be connected. Okay, maybe I'm being a little dramatic, but seriously, wouldn't it be nice to escape the hustle and bustle of modern life and just chill out with a Crystal Pepsi and a game of Pogs? I think so. So, let's bring back the 90s, baby. Let's ditch our smartphones, dust off our old Game Boys, and embrace the simpler times. Who's with me? Remember Tamagotchis, those little egg-shaped devices that took over our lives in the 90s? We were all obsessed with them, weren't we? They were our digital companions, our tiny pixelated friends that we carried everywhere. We fed them, played with them, and even cleaned up their digital poop. It was a full-time job, but we didn't mind. It was like having a pet without the mess. It was weird, but man, we loved those things. We even had competitions to see who could keep their Tamagotchi alive the longest. Well, guess what? The future is going to be filled with even more demanding virtual pets. Imagine Tamagotchis on steroids with advanced AI and lifelike behaviors. But this time they'll be even more realistic, more interactive, and even more likely to die if you forget to feed them for 5 minutes. They'll have needs, emotions, and maybe even personalities. Imagine a world where everyone is walking around with their virtual pet unicorns, dragons, or maybe even miniature versions of themselves. These pets will be part of our daily lives, integrated into our routines. They'll be begging for attention, demanding food, and probably even trying to sell us stuff through those adorable digital eyes. And you know what? We'll probably buy it all hook, line and sinker. We'll fall for it every single time. Because let's face it, we're suckers for cute things, even if they're just pixels on a screen. It's in our nature to nurture, even if it's something virtual. Because let's face it, we're suckers for cute things, even if they're just pixels on a screen. But hey, maybe these new and improved virtual pets will teach us some responsibility. Maybe they'll prepare us for the challenges of raising actual living creatures. Or at the very least, they'll teach us to be more attentive and caring. Maybe they'll prepare us for the challenges of raising actual living creatures. Or maybe they'll just be another distraction. Another way to waste time and avoid real-life responsibilities. Or maybe they'll just be another distraction, another way to waste time and avoid real-life responsibilities. But hey, at least they'll be cute distractions, right? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, the future of virtual pets is going to be weird, wonderful, and probably a little bit messy. And we can't wait to see what it brings. Okay, hear me out on this one. Fast fashion is already out of control, right? We're churning out clothes faster than ever before, and it's destroying the planet. But what if, instead of clothes, we started treating humans like the next big fashion trend? Imagine a world where people are constantly changing their appearances to fit the latest fad. One day you're rocking the cyborg chic look with glowing tattoos and bionic implants, and the next day everyone's going for the minimalist alien vibe with shaved heads and prosthetic antennae. It sounds crazy, right? And also incredibly invasive and probably unethical. I mean, can you imagine the pressure to constantly modify your body just to fit in? The social media influencers hawking the latest body modifications, the black market for illegal genetic enhancements. Okay, maybe this is a future we should try to avoid, but hey, at least it would be interesting, right? Just imagine the fashion shows. The Met Gala would be off the chain. But seriously, let's hope that human fast fashion never becomes a thing. We've already got enough problems without turning ourselves into disposable fashion accessories. Let's stick to wearing clothes, shall we? And there you have it, our predictions for the next 30 years. But remember, the future is unpredictable, and these ideas might not age well. I mean, I'm still waiting for my hoverboard, and that was supposed to be here like 20 years ago. So yeah, take all of this with a grain of salt, or maybe a whole salt shaker. Now, let's spend the next 5 minutes explaining why these predictions might be way off base. For starters, I'm not an expert. In fact, I'm not even sure how I managed to convince anyone to let me make this video. But hey, that's the beauty of the future, right? Anything is possible. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more futuristic fun. And remember, if you see a robot doing the robot, run. Just run.